There is a consequence to self-knowledge that is unlike anything that comes from holding information. Self-knowledge is not that, not the holding of information. It's not what most believe it to be, which is a rummaging through personal history or ancestry to discover some root of identity. It's not knowledge of content, but rather the realization of being what knows. But this knower is not a knowable object, and that is realized. It's realized that the awareness in which appears the things people take themselves to be is what they really are. It is ignorance to believe otherwise, to believe that what sees is what is seen, what is felt is what feels. You're only that which receives. To believe otherwise is like saying that the electricity is the slot car. But we're not even the electricity. We're not the energy body, not the soul. We don't so much have a soul as there's the perceiving of one and the belief in being it. And there is either suffering or peace in reaction to the state of its condition. The consequence of belief in being something is to have fear for it, and to address that, there must be contingencies, which requires planning and thought. 10,000, 20,000, 40,000 a day, and attention's immersion in this thought loop and the body's reaction to it. Both the energy body and the physical body create an underlying noise and tension that makes impossible the perception of the peace that surpasses all understanding. There must be the allowing of space, the allowing of the perception of space between what's aware and that of which there is awareness. The input and the function. The function is not the input. Therefore, there should be no fear for it. But it takes potentially a kind of surrender, well, definitely a kind of surrender, where the disturbance at the plight of that of which there's awareness becomes so intense that there must be a letting go of it, a surrender. But there has to first be a noticing of that. There has to be a noticing of one's suffering in order to do something about it. And in most cases, that suffering will be addressed with something to accommodate the body or spirit, some new novelty, or there'll be a doubling down on an old one. But that is like the 99 wrong paths. And the one right path is the narrow way, the one that seeks truth, and not a truth that's denominated in ideas, but rather the surrender to and alignment with that divine will which makes this moment what it is. That alignment can't appear contemporaneously together with concern for what appears that's taken to be a self. There must be a dying unto that self, a dying unto the identification with that self. But how that happens has bearing on whether or not that's a true awakening, because it can't be done by willpower. There can't be still this constituent whose image must be maintained, on whose behalf there must be strategies. That's all for now.